we actually went through to the NCC yesterday to have an additional 50 forms. We had a meeting with their legal counsel, who briefed us that they're busy with the 39 Ford Kuga fire victim forms, and they're processing those. From that, it would be brought forward to the commissioner, who would then make a decision whether a formal complaint investigation, from my understanding, would happen. And should he not feel that it's fit for them to do a formal investigation, they would then, we would then have to proceed to the tribunal and lodge a complaint there. But they have been in contact with fire victims, asking them for various information and following up with them. But they are still in their investigation process. In addition, we've had 100 forms that have come through, complaints, of which 50 were handed in yesterday. And from that, we, the officers of Alexandra Montano attorneys, who's dealing with the class action, they basically still are processing the last 50, and he has advised the legal counsel at the NCC that once these have been put together, he'll drop them off, I think, sometime next week. So in total, the additional complaints are of unhappy Ford Kuga owners, some of them experiencing problems with their cars, overheating, technical problems. It's a lot of different issues with their cars. So basically, they're not happy. They want Ford to take these cars off the road and either replace them or give them their money back. So they've reached out to us, and we've just told them the best we could do currently is if you complete the NCC forms, we'll hand them in, and they've asked to be a part of the class action. From what we were told by the NCC, it's not just our complaint forms that we've handed in. He said other than the batch that we've put through to them, there's been lots of Ford complaints coming in on personal capacities of people who, after picking up everything that's happened, have now filled in forms or sent them emails and trying to get some help from the NCC. We tabled that yesterday. Our family lawyer asked that they please give attention to Rochelle's matter, especially because of the seriousness of it, and he finds that, we think it's extremely urgent. It's a year now, and this hasn't been brought to their attention. They have advised us that yes, they're doing their very best to give Rochelle's matter the utmost urgency and dealing with it because of the sensitivity of it. They're definitely giving it their attention, but that's what we were advised yesterday, and I would really hope that they're doing so. The feedback regarding the recall, I have a bit of a mixed opinion on it. I have looked at Ford's communications and their PR campaign to obviously build up their brand again. And it's contrary to what the customer is saying. Lots of them are very, very unhappy, complaining about not getting courtesy cars, not getting feedback from Ford, asking questions and not getting answers, some of which actually quite a few people who've got their cars back have contacted us saying, we've experienced overheating, we've experienced our start button is not working. So they've questioned, but if you're changing the coolant in our car, why is it coming back with problems with electronics? So they're asking us these questions. So for me, it's a mixture. I was very happy to see that Ford is actually doing something, and they're taking this so seriously, and finally they've apologized to their customers. But then on the other hand, you have your customers on the other side who has a completely different tune saying, we're still not happy, you know, it's not good enough what you've done. Regarding the depreciation of their cars, what is Ford doing about that? Ford's asking them if they don't want those cars or they're not safe in them, they should trade them in, and Ford would top up a certain amount on their trade-in deal that they do with them. And these consumers are saying, but we have paid our cars off 5 years, you know, is almost done for us. Now going into an additional 5-year new deal is not going to work. And so a lot of mixed emotions. And for me, you know, I think Ford is portraying to the public that yes, everything is done, and wants to also make the NCC believe they're taking all the steps they should. But consumers are still not happy from what I see out there. It's played a huge toll on our family, you know. You know, taking it from my mum, who is, she is struggling, she's suffering, you know, with the media attention that's been on Rochelles and the things that Ford has been saying, the allegations they've been making. It's been affecting our family and causing us more pain, especially in this past week. A lot of pain, opening wounds that we shouldn't have. And it's really, really heartbreaking. It's putting a toll on our family, and it feels like every time we reach a point where we believe Ford is actually going to take accountability and do the right thing, and it takes us 100 steps back. Every time we've seen Nemeth out there speaking, the CEO of Ford, speaking to the public and being apologetic about Rochelle, we think, okay, now he understands what our family is dealing with, and maybe they'll actually do right. And then we hear new rumors surfacing. You know, there's been allegations that Ford employees, not even allegations, Ford employees have been telling people that Rochelle's committed suicide, and other Ford Kuga fires were started because of insurance purposes. But for me, the one that really was hurtful to our family, and you know, it's taken us really, really back, was the fact that they could stoop so low and make a statement that he committed suicide, and us as the family know what's in his autopsy report, and everything is clear. So for them to tarnish his reputation like that, it's heartbreaking, and it's really taken a toll on our family. You know, it's taken a lot out of us fighting the Kuga, you know, fight for everybody. But just with Rochelle, it feels as though it's not coming to an end. We're getting nowhere with it. And Ford really consists to have the same attitude towards his matter. They're not serious in getting us some form of a conclusion, you know, some closure, so that we could say, okay, you know, Rochelle's life wasn't lost in vain. And we haven't received that as yet, no.